everybody. Welcome back to Fierce Purpose. My name is Sarah. Today we're going to talk about connection. We were created for connection. So God created us for connection with Him. It's natural for us to be craving connection. We crave it in a lot of times unhealthy ways. We can't survive without connection in our lives. And sometimes we struggle with connection and we don't know how to really get connected with other people. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. So in our world today, we have never been so connected and disconnected at the same time. We live in a society of oversharers. You've all seen it. The person that overshares absolutely every struggle, every little detail of their lives. Let's put it on Facebook. In that way, we're very much connected to the people around us, more than we've ever been. But true connection is where we struggle. We can know all kinds of details about the person sitting next to us and know absolutely nothing about them. It's all very much on a surface level and very much just a disconnect. I'm talking about actual connection with others. Having that level of supporting each other and that no man left behind mentality that we just don't have in the world today. One wrong thing and unfortunately a lot of people will just leave you at the drop of a hat. One wrong thing said, you mean one thing, you say another because it came out wrong or whatever, and people are offended, and it's all about being if you offend me, I'm done with you. And unfortunately, that's the world we live in. So connection is more than just having a bunch of friends. There's nothing wrong with having friends that you're just surface with. A lot of us have those friends where you just, you don't have that connection. You don't have those common bonds. And that's okay. You can have fun with those friends and still connect with them on some level. But what I'm talking about is true connection with others. Being vulnerable with each other. Talking about your struggles in life. So today we're going to talk about kind of some different ways that you can connect with others. We're going to talk about 5 things that I believe will make a difference in you connecting with others. So the first one is getting out of your comfort zone. This is probably the hardest first step ever. It might just be as simple as going to a new church and greeting someone else before they greet you, which is really, really hard. If you've ever had to do that, or even like going to a new gym or going, wherever, it's really hard to be that first person when you're the new person. You're the new kid in school and you're having to greet others because they're not greeting you. Sometimes it has nothing to do with you, and you need to realize that. So it's about just getting out of your comfort zone and, smiling and being approachable. And sometimes when you're scared, going into a new situation like that or whatever, like it's written all over your face. You are terrified and you have a wall up because you don't want to be hurt. And having that, breaking that down and saying, okay, I'm going to, even though I'm terrified, I'm going to smile and I'm going to be approachable. So the second thing is finding your passion in life and finding a group of people that have that same passion, common interests. For me, I go to church, and so I have a Bible study group that I meet with, and that clearly is a common interest. That's something that we can all grow in and bond over, and our walk with Christ is very important to us. For some of you, it might be at the gym. There might be a class that you join that you will bond with people over. You bleed and sweat with people. You're bound to bond together at some point. Whatever common interest you have, find that. Find that passion that you have and find something in your area that you can meet other people and connect with other people in. So the third thing is knowing your worth. So I'm not talking about knowing that you're awesome in like a cocky way or like a I'm better than anyone else kind of way. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about knowing who you are and owning it. Knowing that you are worthy of love and acceptance, and that you are not a screw up. You are not an inconvenience. You are not any of the lies that try to attach themselves to you. Just squash those right now. I'm telling you right now that you are worthy of love and acceptance. And anything that tells you different is wrong. You need to believe that. Until you can believe that, you will never feel connected, truly connected to others. Because those lies will always be attacking your mind. I can tell you right now that you are truly worthy of God's attention, His love, His peace, and His joy. That's something that I will forever believe. There's nothing that can take that away from me. But I want you to know that more than anything. So, it's all about not allowing negativity in your life too. Negativity will always bring you down lower than you already are. And if you're in that low spot where you're not feeling connected and you're not feeling accepted, you're not feeling worthy of love and all of those things, that's something that you just have to stop the negativity. So knowing your worth, you are worthy of all of those things. You are worthy to have connection in your life. So number 4, love others to be loved. Sounds weird, right? But you can't receive what you're not willing to give. So the simple side of that is to just smile and greet others. If you want other people to smile and greet you and ask how are you doing and all of those things, you have to do that first. You have to be willing to do that first. Not necessarily that you will have to do that first, but you have to be willing to be the first one to do that. Kind of on the more difficult side of that is to be vulnerable. If you're sitting and having a conversation with a group of people and, everyone knows it. Everyone knows when things are getting serious and you're like, I have something to share about that subject or whatever. And like everyone has something to say and you know that they do, but no one's willing to say the first vulnerable statement. No one's willing to be that vulnerable person first. So sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone. I already talked about that. And be the first person to be vulnerable. And that's going to create connection between you and that group of people as well. They're going to start opening up, and it's going to be less surfacey. So number 5, realize that it's not always about you. This is something that's been hard for me growing up. Just naturally, it's something that I struggled with. I always thought that I was alone in everything and that I'm the only one who struggles with X situation. That's not true. The things that you struggle with are always going to be more about your future than your past or your present. But aside from that, it might be about someone else. There might be someone down the road that struggles with the same thing that you have overcome, that you're the only one that they're comfortable opening up to. Sometimes the very thing that you're struggling with might be your purpose in life to help someone else with. It might have to do with that person down the road that you might meet that has those same struggles and feels completely alone. And you start opening up to them and they all of a sudden don't feel alone anymore. That might be a life and death situation that you don't know anything about. Even if it's just one moment in time where you can say something positive in their life, you don't know what that means to them. You don't know that might be the one thing that they needed to hear that day so that they didn't do the unthinkable. You know, it might not always be about you and your struggles. Those struggles are there for a reason, and they're there for you to learn from them and to hopefully help someone else with that same situation or that same struggle. So, I hope that this helps you guys. I know connection is still something that I struggle with sometimes, and sometimes it's just getting over yourself and just saying, you know what? Maybe I am connected with people, maybe I just don't feel it because I'm feeling sorry for myself, or whatever. I hope that you guys go out and get connected in something that's positive. So go find some connection in your life, live your life fiercely, and I'll catch you guys later. We are the brave, we'll never break.